Alright guys, Forsaken has revealed more for the Chapter 3 update, including a potential new Aberrant skin, highly requested redesigns, and much more. Let's get into it! And this isn't the only thing Chilled Bunny has been working on. After the semi-official humanized design for Vera, they also created a Robloxian version of V based on that concept. It stays very close to the original idea, but there is one issue. Isaac has already mentioned that V skins are supposed to remain robotic, so this version might not be allowed. Still, things can always change, and this could end up being the only human version of V we ever see in the game. A lot of players already want this to be added, with some even suggesting ideas like her hoodie changing colors every round or even getting different versions for each milestone. And on top of everything we've already seen, there was actually another sneak peek shown off during a charity stream that a lot of people might have missed. This was for a brand new Nosferatu skin, which is interesting because he's one of the few characters that still barely has any skins in the game. The skin is called Meowl Nosferatu and was inspired by the fancy black cat head, giving him a more cat-like design. It even featured a custom all animation, which already made it feel like a pretty high-quality skin compared to what we usually see. But the weird thing is, even though it was teased, we never actually saw it release in the Easter update. That's why a lot of players are starting to think that there are still more skins coming that just weren't included yet. Alongside that, there have also been concepts for another Nosferatu skin that could work really well, which is based on Count Orlok, the original version of Nosferatu created by Honest Man. This version could easily fit into Forsaken, either as a shop skin, or even something like a Milestone 1 skin, similar to how John Doe transitions from a less corrupted state into full corruption. What makes this even more interesting is that people have already come up with ideas for how it could work in-game, like having an intro where Count Orlok turns the lights on and off. It's a simple concept, but something that would fit perfectly without needing too many custom animations.
I've got an idea!
There are still a lot of older skins that haven't really been touched at all, and one of the biggest ones people keep bringing up is Butcher Slasher. Now, if you didn't know, Butcher Slasher is actually based on Emesis Blue, which is a Source filmmaker movie, and while the skin already looks somewhat similar to its reference, it's one of those skins that barely anyone uses anymore. Even though it matches with Dr. Ludwig, since they both come from the same SFM, there still isn't a proper LMS between them, which feels like a missed opportunity and something that would fit perfectly in Forsaken. With this, Executioner decided to take things further and make a full redesign concept for the skin, and this is where things start to get really interesting. The redesign adds a lot more detail to the clothing, making it look much closer to the original Emesis Blue version, and it also includes a highly detailed mask that makes the skin stand out way more compared to what we currently have in-game. There are actually two versions of this concept as well. One shows his while the other version takes it even further, showing him completely burnt, which fits the theme but might be a bit too much depending on Forsaken's age rating. And on top of that, Executioner didn't just stop at the design. He also came up with some really unique mechanics for how the skin would work in-game. During Raging Pace, his burnt face would actually come out, adding a really creepy effect. Then during Gashing Wound, instead of using his usual weapon, he would pull out an MP5 with a full custom animation, which would easily make this one of the most unique skins in the game. A lot of people are already calling this peak design, and it's easy to see why. The only real concern is that the face might need to be toned down slightly so it doesn't push the game into a higher age rating, especially with all the changes Roblox is making right now. Executioner has also said they want to get in contact with the Forsaken team, so there's actually a chance we could see something like this added in the future. With Executioner also planning to work on the Dr. Ludwig redesign, which is perfect for both of them matching with each other, then all we need is that LMS theme. Do you think more skins should get redesigns like this? So there was this insane concept skin made by Abolas that was based on the original design of Guest 666. This skin uses a bunch of classic Roblox SFX and many animations, with them having a choppy effect to make it seem like a classic Roblox avatar. Then with the walk animation using classic SFX, and the run animation having the exact sounds of sprinting on studs, we get Sixers M1 with him giving a left hook, then Eviscerate digging straight into the floor. Then we get the classic explosion sound with Demonic Pursuit, and when you land the ability, it has additional SFX. Infernal Cry gives the quietest scream you will ever hear, with Blood Rush still being very similar. Then Blood Hunt still using the quiet scream, but with more added to it. Then when you get stunned, the kill animation. The special noob kill literally seems like he's teleporting. The Guest 1337 kill animation, and finally the outgrow of the skin.
I'm confused right now.
There are also a couple of other mysterious images included in the roadmap that haven't been fully explained yet. One of them shows a figure on a completely white background, and it's honestly difficult to tell exactly what's happening in that image. It could potentially be a teaser for a new character, an upcoming redesign, or even something connected to the game's story. The final image in the roadmap is also very interesting. It shows a small figure standing near the bottom of the image, while the environment around them appears to be cracking or breaking apart. Because of the visual style of this teaser, many players are already speculating that it could be related to possibly hinting at a future update involving that character. Of course, it could also be teasing an entirely new killer or a much larger gameplay update that the developers are saving for later.
Right there!
So there are many upcoming killers planned for Forsaken. One of those killers is Cool Killer. He is based on the Cool Killer from old asymmetrical horror games on Roblox, such as Midnight Horror. Bow's Necrosis mentioned that the Cool Killer animations were completed back in January 2025. The only things missing were the intro and outro. We already had all of the movement animations finished, including the walk, the run, and even the slash animations. Cool Killer has different abilities, such as a chainsaw and an attack animation similar to Gashing Wound. We also saw a potential intro that could have been used, as well as an outro. It really looked like this killer was completely ready and supposed to release very early on. The design was meant to take inspiration from Maximumid's original Roblox Cool Killer. That version had the minion staff, and this Forsaken version would have included it as well. Coconut even posted some of the concept art for what Cool Killer's new model is supposed to be. Some players are annoyed with abilities that spawn minions, as they aren't fun to go against, which is why the minion staff is not liked. However, many people are still anticipating the release of Cool Killer, with some players want more variety instead of only deplore killers, and they'd like to see more fun and different killers added to the game. There's also the idea that his skins could be different flavors, changing his colors, face, and even parts of the model. Could we see the return of this killer in 2026? One of the most interesting characters from that mode was John Doe, who appeared as the Corrupt. Since then, people have been asking for this to be added into the main game as an actual skin. There was also a concept design made by Spilled Gravy called Mr. Doe, which is based on John Doe's real avatar. It takes inspiration from other Jane Doe concept and ends up looking very similar to the Corrupt, making it pretty close to what players have been asking for in a Survivor version. Because of this, some players are now suggesting that other Swapsaken characters should also be added as skins. You will be able to then play Jane Doe as a killer without having to use a yourself skin. So Forsaken are clearly preparing something bigger for Chapter 3. Are you prepared for it? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.